we're chatting about the Author and Me Literary Festival. It starts from the 14th to the 19th of October. So could you tell us about the Literary Festival for those who don't know?
Author and Me Literary Festival is something that we started 5 years back. We are a small press, Author and Me, and we publish very, very unique work, mostly by South Asian authors, just trying to promote more diversity in publishing. And whilst we were doing that, we thought that it's not just enough to publish the work and publish some great stories. There has to be a platform where these authors can come and talk.
We have clear missions for this festival that we want to create a platform for South Asian voices and other diverse voices. And secondly, we want to nurture the next generation of storytellers, because we work with children. And thirdly, we want to promote the importance of diverse stories in literary landscape. So these are the three clear missions that we want to achieve through this AIM Literary Festival, which is happening from the 14th to the 19th of October.
The theme for the Literary Festival this year is life experiences and the stories in between. So could you tell us more about the theme?
I mean, the theme is very much an extension of what we do. We are, as a small press, always trying to encourage people to understand the experiences they are going through, observe them, and share their stories. And we couldn't have, found a better theme for this year's festival, because the books that we are launching this year, each one of them comes from a deep sense of understanding some personal experience or going through something very, very deep that has impacted them. So in line with that theme, the books that we are bringing, and also the fact that we try to encourage people to look more within themselves and the life around them, find the stories and believe that there is a story.
So obviously you've got quite a few events and panelists and masterclasses throughout the week. So could you talk through a few of them and a few of the people that are involved as well?
The main event, the inaugural evening, is happening in the French Library, and there we have a keynote speaker, Lady Kishwar Desai. She is a Costa Award-winning author, and she's going to deliver the keynote speech. And then we are launching our much-awaited title, When Mummy Had Cancer, which is written by a debut author. And as we said, our theme of the festival is life experiences and the stories in between. And this book is stemmed from the debut author's own real-life experience. So she was diagnosed with cancer, and now she has overcome, but during her journey she has seen that how little the resources are there for children to talk about when family goes through adverse situations. So we are launching that book on that inaugural day. Then there will be discussion on diversity, the importance of diverse stories as well. And the second day is happening in the British Library, and the key highlight is that there's a masterclass that is happening, and it is delivered by award-winning ITV broadcaster and presenter Anila Dhami. She's going to lead a masterclass on how should an author present during interviews, so confidence building masterclass. And there are multiple events happening throughout the week. 16th, we are doing a networking event for authors, where we have invited a literary agent from the Good Literary Agency, and she's going to the authors can come and book one-to-one slots where they can get their manuscript reviewed by her. And the last day, the 19th, is a very special day for us, and that event is happening in collaboration with the Roald Dahl Museum. So and the key highlight for that is that the keynote speech is going to be delivered by a young author. She's a 10 years old girl, and a very, very talented artist and a poet. She's going to deliver the keynote speech, and then there will be book reading sessions and master classes and workshops.
There's so much going on and so much to unpack. I mean, when you were talking about when Mummy had cancer, and it's those kind of stories it's that authentic storytelling, isn't it? And the real voices that I suppose you want to get through to people who are attending the festival.
When Mummy Had Cancer is one of those kind of books, which, especially a subject like that, is very difficult to talk about. And also, well, maybe in South Asian communities even more, that you know, there is that level of hesitation to speak about it.
Touching on South Asian communities and having them discussions about cancer or mental health or dementia, or some certain topics they have a stigma, or maybe they're not spoken about more. And do you feel that maybe through books and storytelling that this is a way forward, especially in our communities, to actually have them conversations?
Yeah, I mean, because that is the main reason we have taken that risk. I mean, being a small press, we could have brought out a book that is very appealing to children, and, you know, fairy tales and dragons and everything. But our mission is very clear. We need stories that may impact. We need to talk about stories that will change perceptions. And yes, talking about difficult subjects through stories is probably the easiest and the most effective way of speaking about that subject. You can't explain someone anything by just giving them a huge theory about it. But especially if you're speaking to children and it comes through stories, it just connects on a deeper level.
This book is written through a perspective of a child. So a child explains how did she feel when her mom was diagnosed with cancer. And the illustrations are very vibrant and very hopeful. That will provide a tool for a child to make them comfortable, make them assured that, okay, this is something that didn't happen with themselves only, with them only. It can happen to anyone, and that is quite reassuring for a child. And moreover, children, they do not have the vocabulary to articulate their feelings. So such books provide them a way to help them understand their own feelings and expressions. So I think this is the need of the hour. We need to understand that children often they hide their emotion, and it is important that they express themselves freely, because lack of expression can lead to certain mental health conditions that, you know, later on in their life they struggle with.
Young Voices is the focus of the event at the Roald Dahl Museum.
Yes, we're so lucky to have that collaboration with the Roald Dahl Museum. I mean, what an iconic place for children to open their imagination. And the key part is that we wanted this show to be run by youngsters, by children, and that is exactly what's happening. We have a keynote speaker who's a 10-year-old girl. There is a panel discussion between the children's author and the young authors, which is being moderated by a 16-year-old girl. We have a live band there by children, South Asian children. It's called Swaram, and they are going to be playing live band throughout the day. So I mean, it's a day that we are dedicating to children, and just hoping that we can inspire children to read and write more, which is one of our key missions.
That sounds so inspiring as well, just how like children are leading that event essentially. Even just for adults as well. I mean, I know I grew up reading Roald Dahl, so like there's something for everyone to resonate with that event.
Yeah, I think we are mostly excited, and we're happy that we're ending this whole festival week with that particular day because of the high energy that's going to be there, and leaving something, because we are not here to create history, we are here to change the future. And I think that is the key message we are giving on that day, that it's about giving these children a voice and empowering them to share their voice with confidence, because they are the future leaders, and we have to make sure that we give them the space to express themselves.
Talking about the future of writers, obviously you said there's masterclasses and critiquing sessions for aspiring writers. How important was that to include? So not only do people like soak in the sessions that they attend, but they're actually taking a proactive measures for their own work.
Yeah, I mean, it's again stemming back to the fact that publishing the book is probably the easiest part. I mean, writing and publishing is probably the easy part. What comes after that is the more difficult journey for an author, because the way the dynamics are changing, the book is just, I mean, it's the author has to become like their own brand in a sense. They have to project themselves to the world, and understand how to market themselves once the book is out. And that is a completely different journey. I mean, it was not like this about 10, 15 years back.
We are also organizing that one-to-one session because it is important, and especially in South Asian community, not many people know how to go about publishing their book. They have multiple stories within them, around them, but they don't know how to take that route. So that is why it is important to show them the path, show them, provide the opportunities for them to take their first steps.
Especially, within the South Asian community, I think in the last couple of years, we are kind of moving away from them, like the traditional jobs, and actually saying, you know what, you can be creative and you can branch into these different careers. So how important is it for events like this to have that safe space for South Asian creatives and to allow them to showcase their work?
Very important, because look at the schools. I mean, we did our research and we found out in GCSE there's just 1% books that has a character from diverse culture. So children are not really looking at themselves in different fields because they're not seeing a role model there. And festivals like these, they act as a catalyst of change in thoughts, in mindset, in opening perception and thinking maybe there is someone who's a banker and an IT professional and he's a South Asian, and he's like, well, maybe I can actually write a book. It's not that difficult. So we are not here to create bestsellers. We are here to inspire people. I mean, we want to create bestsellers, but initially what we want is to break that mindset that this can't be my career. This can be. You have to move out of that zone that you've kept yourself in. So, open your boundaries. So I think it's important that we have such festivals where South Asian people are coming up and talking to each other and networking in a safe space.
Here at Switch Radio, we're a Birmingham station, and obviously the literary festival, it is in London, which is amazing. But is there any, future possibility of bringing it to the West Midlands?
The next year, the plan is to take the festival to multiple locations, including Midlands, because last year the festival's official bookstore was from Kenilworth, which is from Midlands. So we do have our collaboration there. So we will definitely bring the festival in the Midland areas too.
That's amazing to hear. I mean, we've got Europe's biggest library as well, so that's great.
Wonderful.
So the Author in Me Literary Festival is from the 14th to the 19th of October. How can people get involved and get their tickets to attend?
We have a website. You can visit us on our website. That is aimlitfestival.com. You will find the links to all the events happening there. You can also search for Author in Me Publishing, and you will reach our publishing webpage. But if you can come to our events, great. If you can't, do watch the recordings. We will be putting up videos, but they will not do the justice of what the experience will be when you are there and what you can attain. And in spite of what you can or you can't come, please be inspired to write and reach out to us with any question that you have in publishing. We are trying to create that space where South Asian authors, people can share their stories and ask questions if they have any, without any hesitation.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. This festival sounds really exciting and inspiring, and I'm sure it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Thank you for having us, and we really enjoyed.
Thank you so much, Priya.